Hello, players. It is Eugene here for Epically Geeky Gaming, and today we have finally finished all of our look back at the Sega Genesis, and so today we're starting at our look at the N64. I really had to stop and think about it. Now. Granted, I think I had some. I take that back. I may not have had any handheld consoles between the time of the Genesis and the yeah, because I think the next handheld console I had was the Game Boy Advance. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it did go from Genesis to N64. Man, that's a big jump. That is a huge jump. So anyway, we're going to talk about that today, and we're going to start off. I've actually got quite a few games. In fact, I may actually have the most games like purchased and owned. For the N64 more than any other console I own or have had owned. I know as I went along, like my library was not as big. I kept getting smaller just because of money situation. But yeah, I think I had the most N64 games of all of my consoles. Oh, hey, we got Luke's Awakening here in the chat. So let's switch here real quick so we can see the chat now. All right, so anyway, yeah, so I think I had more N64 games than I have anything else. And I counted, I've got 18 games. And I may have even sold some games. In fact, I know for a fact I've sold at least one game just because I absolutely hated it. And I'm not gonna even like go back and try to play it because I hated it so much. It was one of those that I rented. I thought I was going to really, really like, and then bought it and got to a certain point and just I couldn't get any further. But anyway, that being said, like I've been doing with all my previous consoles. Actually, I'm going to switch back to the camera only here, so I've got a bigger screen so you can see. But Luke's Awakening, 18, those are rookie numbers. Dude, and some of the ones that I have, like I went out to go find all of my cartridges. Man, some of those are not good games. Some of them are games that I completely forgot I owned. So yeah, when I start going through these, there's going to be times I'm going to be like, I don't remember this game at all. Yeah, it should be a fun time. But anyway, we're going to start off with the first four. But like I said, as I've done with all my previous look backs, as long as I have the console here it is. Here's my OG N64. I went, whenever I got this console, I specifically remembered I pre-ordered it from Toys R Us. Pre-ordered it from Toys R Us. And everyone else, at least in this area, broke Street Date and started putting him out there early. And I was so excited. I was so excited that I was like, oh man, this is going to be so great. So I go up to Toys R Us. I'm like, hey, I'm here to pick up my N64. They're like, sorry, sir, it doesn't come out until Tuesday. And I'm like, but like, they're like, GameStop or whatever it was, Babbage's or whatever, they're already putting them out there. Well, yeah, they're breaking Street Date. We're not going to do that. And I was just like, are you kidding me? I was so pissed off. So yes, I had to wait until official Street Date to actually go get my N64. It's actually in really good shape. I have almost everything I had for it. Like I said, I know I've sold at least one game, but one of the things that I don't remember where it is yes, I do have the expansion pack in it. I remember the story about that is I remember when it was coming out. I can't remember if I knew that I had to have it to play certain games or if I was just like, sweet, it's going to make the console better. But I was living in Nacogdoches, Texas at the time. I was attending school at Stephen F. Austin. And if you've ever been to Nacogdoches, Texas, there's nothing there. I don't think there's anything there yet. Like it's literally a college town. Like literally when I was there in the late 90s, early 2000s, the hangout was a place called Hastings where I worked. And literally it was this little store in a strip mall we rented movies, we sold music and books and some software. But yeah, that was the hangout at Friday nights. Cause if you weren't hanging out there, you were hanging out at Walmart. Like there's nothing there. There are some clubs and stuff near the edge of the town or whatever. And, of course there were parties and stuff on campus, but, yeah, if you didn't necessarily go to the campus or wanted to be around those folk, like there were very limited places you could go. So anyway, had my N64, drove down to a neighboring town, drove an hour to get the insert, to get the expansion pack, got it installed. I, for the life of me, do not remember what happened to the original. This is what, 8? This is 8 megabytes, doubling the RAM in the thing. I don't remember what happened to my original 4 megabyte thing. I don't, because I'm sure I eventually got rid of it because, like, once you realize that you can play any games, like, it doesn't limit you to going back and playing games that don't need it. Why would you hold on to it? So anyway, but yeah, this is my OG original console. There is an expansion port down here on the bottom, never used for anything. You know, a lot of consoles have that, and it's always fun when you actually get to use an expansion port like that. But yeah, like, especially for me, like, I've just never really been able to do that. So, you've got your multi output here, which natively would only go to not RGB. What am I thinking? Component would go to I'm sorry, composite. It would go to composite. And then you had this big brick that sat in the back for the power adapter. I actually like that design just because a lot of times, especially with other consoles, like, they would make the power brick, you know, this giant brick that would, like, plug into the wall. And a lot of times, man, it would eat up a ton of space, especially if you were trying to use something like a surge protector. Whereas all of it was sitting right here on the back of the console, and you just had a single cord that would plug in, you know, on a wall outlet or something. I really enjoy that. But yeah, I've got my OG original console. Let's see what Luke's saying here. I only had maybe 2 games tops back then. Just couldn't afford to get more. I would just trade and get different games. Okay, so the reason why I was able to collect so many games, like I said, I worked at a store where we rented and sold sold games. And so I was able to get a little bit of a discount on some of that stuff, but also occasionally, if we rented a game enough and it basically made its money and it started to kind of slow down. So, like, a lot of these games I picked up well after they were super popular. So yeah, we would mark them down to a decent price, and I'd pick them up that way. That's the only reason I have as many of these games as I have, is because I was able to get them on the cheap. Yeah, Walmart broke it too. I got it early because my mom worked there and I had given her the money to get it for me. Dude, yeah, like, man, you had a 2 or 3 day jump on me then. So, like I said, Cy was with me, and when I went to go pick it up, and we were so excited. We were so excited to get it. But on the other hand, like, man, like that, yeah, I was so upset that I could not get it, you know, a couple of days early. I think most people threw away their old jumper packs. Yeah, I would agree. So, hey, PJ, how are you doing, man? So anyway, I've got my original console here. I also have, I actually have 2 memory cards. This is the official Nintendo one. It's smaller. Let's see. Doesn't say how much data could be stored on it, but because I know it did it in blocks or whatever. So, but yes, I have my original memory card. I do have my original. Oh man, this thing is dirty. I think this thing needs to be cleaned. But anyway, I've got my original Rumble Pack. And I also have a off-brand memory card and an off-brand Rumble Pack. And the reason why I kind of like the off-brand Rumble Pack is because, unlike this one, this was one of the things that was, I don't want to say it was a problem, but you'll notice on this Rumble Pack, there's the battery slot on the back, but there's no place to put in a memory card. So if you had a game that needed a memory card, you had to swap these things out. Whereas, like I said, I had a third-party Rumble Pack that was not as strong as this one, but it also would let me plug in a memory card to it and do a pass-through on it. So I didn't grab it just because reasons. And then, of course, I have my original controllers, still in fantastic shape. Still feels great. Yeah, so, you know, you would plug the either the memory card or the Rumble Pack here into the back. Clips in nice and neat. And then click it and pull it out. And then you could either swap it in for the Rumble Pack or not. So, I think because of the way this thing hangs down when you're holding the controller, it just feels like the rumble on this was just so insane. It just felt so good. I'm kind of like Cy in that respect, that I kind of almost feel like this may be the best Rumble we've ever had on a console. I'm not gonna. That's not a line in the stand I'm gonna hold on to. But yeah, that could maybe be the case. So anyway, I have and I was wrong. I had talked about earlier on another show where I said I had, because this console had 4 controller ports. I had to have 4 controllers because I had so many friends coming over to constantly play. But yeah, I have the original gray. I have a black one, and I thought I had red and blue, but I've actually got blue and green. So, I mean, ideally, you'd kind of want like a red, blue, green, and yellow because, like, especially if you're playing something like NBA Jam or something like that, that's how they tend to assign colors. But yeah, I had gray, black, blue, and green, and all of them are still in great shape. All right, so let's talk about the games we're going to play. So, like I said, if you've seen the title for this show, you know what 4 games we're about to play, and so the first one is Castlevania on the N64 here. So let's go to the game info. All right. So, I completely skipped over this. So yeah, the N64 released September 29th, 1996. Last major console to use cartridges. Changed the name from the Ultra 64. I remember that. I remember it was like, oh man, it was going to be called the Ultra 64, and they changed it. And then, like I said, it had the expansion pack that doubled the RAM. That's right. It went from 4 to 8 megabytes. Megabytes, guys. That's crazy. But yeah, let's talk about our first game we're going to play. And that is Castlevania, released January 26th, 1999. I was also in, Nacogdoches attending Stephen F. Austin. When this game came out. Once again, I had to drive to Lubbock, which was an hour away, to get this game because I was so excited for it. It's the first 3D Castlevania game they made. It had a time of day system, kind of like Castlevania 2, and it was originally called Dracula 64 or Dracula 3D in development, and then got just changed to Castlevania. It's funny, like, it's kind of surprising they didn't call it Castlevania 64, but, it is what it is. That being said, yes, I do have my original cartridge. It is in pretty good shape. But I also have the manual for it. And it's funny because I've got the manuals for all the games that I'm going to show off here in just a minute. This is the only one that is like in full color. The rest of them are like this kind of yellowish color. And I was just like, that's kind of odd. And I was going through all the manuals, and yeah, they're like, this is one of the few ones that is full color. But yeah, talks about the story. Let's see here. Of course, classic manual. We got all of our information on here. We've got, like how to play, all that great stuff. Let's see here. Saving and loading. Talks about what everything is on the screen. Talks a little bit about the characters and the properties. And then, of course, we've got some information here in the back about the baddies. So just your awesome, typical manual that used to come with the game. So let's see here, PJ. You were a lumberjack and you were okay. You slept all night and you worked all day. Yes, Stephen F. Austin was the Lumberjacks. If I remember correctly, I think this was it. Somehow or another, this was supposed to represent an axe, and this is what they would do at the football games and stuff. Yeah. So I originally was going to go to Stephen F. Austin with a good friend of mine at the time, and we were going to be football managers. And I got there. I was there for like a week or two, and something just told me things are not right. This is not where I'm supposed to be. And so I moved back home. And whenever I did, I then started going to the local community college, and that's actually where I met Cyrus. So, all in all, I'm glad I did that. But I attended college for 2 years here locally in town. And then I went back to Stephen F. Austin because for some reason or another, I got it in my head that I wanted to do psychology. Like it was, such a weird time in my life. But anyway, I worked full time at Hastings and attended school full time. So I didn't really have a lot of time to do a lot of the other quote unquote college stuff. So like, how people are like, oh, I want my kid to go to college and have the full college experience or whatever. I guess I got that, but not really because I honestly worked the entire time that I was there. So, and played video games because, you know, I'm a big nerd. Anyway, let's see here. Legacy of Darkness was released later the same year, basically a director's cut of sorts. Yeah, I know. I've seen that. I think I've played that one, but I honestly don't remember, Luke. This was an okay game. This has never been my favorite Castlevania. And it does say it needs I'm sorry, it says it needs a controller pack in order to save the game. But anyway, but yeah, this has never been my favorite Castlevania game by any means. But I'm not gonna say it's a bad game either. I know I've kind of I think I've given you crap, Luke, about it just because. But yeah, like it's not a bad game, but I was already kind of over it and moving into other stuff when Legacy of Darkness came out, and I don't think I ever really gave Legacy of Darkness a chance. I probably rented it a couple times and was just like, man, this is like the same game over again. I probably would have liked Legacy of Darkness a lot more if I didn't own this one and hadn't already beaten it and everything. Because I felt like I was kind of like treading over the same thing. So anyway, yeah, hey PJ, happy Tuesday, Luke. Well, it's a Tuesday. I don't know about happy. Fair enough. I was basketball manager in Iowa. Manager life is good. Yes, manager life can be really good. It can also be pretty crap depending on your team and everything else. So I will say being a football manager and a tennis manager in high school was awesome because you got out on Fridays and stuff, you know, for games and everything, especially being a tennis manager. My buddy sold me on that because my senior year, like it was the second half of my year, I needed to do something. And he's like, hey, football's over. You're just going to end up hanging out at the field house. That's going to be boring as hell. Why don't you come out and be a tennis manager? And I thought, okay, I don't know anything about tennis though. And he's like, listen, all you're going to have to do is like carry out the ball buckets, help carry out the water, maybe help some players move some stuff around, but you're going to get around, mainly get to sit around and watch cute girls in short skirts running around. And I thought, sold. Well, anyway, but yeah, that was the deal. So my pipes are all froze, Luke. So it's definitely could be better. Oh, dude, PJ, that sucks, man. We're actually thawing out here in Central Texas. Although I just had to go take my trash can down to the curb, and I had to walk on the grass because had I tried to stand on my driveway, I literally would have just like slid, like I would have straight looked like a Mario game. So yeah, like they're still kind of waiting to call things for tomorrow. I have a feeling we're probably going to have maybe a late start tomorrow. I think things are probably going to thaw out enough that we'll be able to get out of the house and do stuff tomorrow. So probably back to work and back to school for us tomorrow. So, I love this game, and everyone else did then too. Average reviewer score back then was 8 out of 10. PJ, I totally get that. There's a lot of people dealing with that right now, unfortunately. Yeah, the whole pipe thing, man. I have not had to deal with that in a house, but I know several people have, and of course, like I know our buddy Cy has had pipe issues, especially with freezing and everything else, in his apartment complex multiple times. So. Tennis manager sounds fun. I like tennis. Get some sun, meet some chicks with money. Not a bad gig. Yeah, dude, not a bad gig. All right, let's go ahead and move on into here to start playing the game. I am using my 8-bit Do 64 controller. So it'll be close to an N64 controller, but not exact. So let's see how this works. All right, so like I said, we are playing Castlevania on the N64, or what it's probably commonly known as is Castlevania 64. All right, let's see here. Oh, I used to do this thing where it wants to pause. There we go. Okay, RetroArch, are you going to show up or not? Okay, it was working earlier. I don't know what's going on. Okay, we're going to switch over real quick and switch back. I don't understand why it's not working. Let's see here. Properties. No, cancel. RetroArch stand-in frame. Let's do this. Edge assistant. Okay, we'll try this again. I know y'all can hear it. It's working. I just don't know why it's not showing anything. Try this again. Because it was working. I even made sure I tried all this to make sure everything was working earlier. Let's see here. So let's do this. Properties. Capture full screen application. All right, let's change this. There we go. Don't know what was happening. It just didn't like it for some reason. Let's see here. I hear there's input lag with that controller and the analog 3D. So I'm curious how it is on PC. Analog 3D has lag. Wow. Yeah, that's what I see a lot saying on Reddit. Dude, that's not great at all. Wow. Only that controller though. Wired is good. I don't know about the Retro Fighters Brawler controller that I use. Player 1 isn't ready. Yeah, I know, right? Wow, they are usually about how their specs are so good, sometimes even better than the original. Starting to think analog is a little inept, possibly. Okay, so I've been using this controller. I've been using this controller a little bit on RetroArch, but I've mainly been using it when we've been playing N64 games with Sai, like on Friday nights. And dude, I think it's great for that. Like if there's any input lag, I don't really notice it that bad. In fact, I've been playing like fighting games with it, and it's been pretty good. So yeah, that sounds like it may be the console. I would have been so mad if I didn't catch this one. Oh, Super Mega Graphics. Hey man, what's going on? My bad. I should have texted you, Sai. It's okay. I was distracted with work. Yeah, stupid work. All right, let's see here. I'll be honest with you. I honestly think one of the reasons why I did not love this game as much as I probably should have, is because, let's be honest, we were coming off of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. As much as I do like this as a 3D game, Symphony of the Night is still one of my favorite games all time, hands down, flat out. Not just Castlevania, all time games. And so that number one was, I don't want to say a strike against it, but definitely didn't help. That being said, the other thing is, and I was just thinking about something. I can't remember what it was now. It was the fact that, like I said, we were coming off of Castlevania Symphony of the Night, so that was kind of a strike against it. Yeah, if I think what the other thing was, I'll mention it here in a second. So, all right, I'm gonna leave the button configuration like it is. Yeah, move, jump, attack. Yep, looks good. Looks good. No, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, here we go. Go down here to exit. I mean, the music on's good. We're going to go easy because reasons. Also, like, I mean, granted, we played with Alucard in the last one, but it's just like, we've got a guy running around with a whip. Why isn't he a Belmont? So, we're going to be Reinhardt.
Transylvania, in the mid-19th century, the province of Wallachia. In this time of
Interesting they called it Wallachia instead of Wallachia, because I've heard it both ways.
Ancient horrors. But the old legends live, and soon the land will again be plunged
I do
into
remember the
darkness.
final battle on this game. I did greatly
People
enjoy.
have returned to the path of wickedness, and the bonds that seal their evil ruler's spirit are
No, you're not a bad
I'm
N64 owner. It's
heir to the
it's
ancient
also one of those
bloodline
things that like you like to point out, in certain points in time,
His
all of a
blood
sudden someone decides, the internet decides, oh, well, that's a bad game. You shouldn't like it. It sucks.
wielding the holy
That's
whip
not
of
for the internet to
exorcism.
decide. That's for you to
The
decide.
young vampire killer begins his quest.
If you play the game on easy, it won't allow you to beat the game. You get about halfway and you can't go any further. Sadly, it doesn't warn you about that beforehand. Yeah, that does kind of suck. I'm obviously not going to sit around and beat the entire game either, so. I call Wallachia Waka Malachiotia or Wada Burgeria. Dude, if they made a Castlevania in Texas, that's obviously what it would have to be called. So we've got our whip. Now, I agree. Someone was talking about... I think I was actually watching a video from... let's see. How do you get up here? Oh, no. It's this one. Get up. There we go. Who was... Oh. I guess I have to keep holding the button for it to do that. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So hold the button to keep pulling yourself up. GameSack, that's what I was watching. I was watching a video on GameSack. And I have to agree with him on the fact that... we'll do normal view here. So we got skeleton. Keep moving on. Why does there have to be a button to pick stuff up? Why can't I just run through it like almost every other 3D game? What a burger needs a shirt. Yes, it does. Whatchamacallit. Okay. I love those candy bars. I love whatchamacallits too. They're a great bar. Usually not a good sign when skeletons are coming out of the ground. So let me go over here and pick up this money. Because, you know, I can't just walk through it. But so you have your whip attack. You got jump. You've got a sword for close combat, which is probably what I should have been using. And then I've got knives that I can throw as well. You can lock on. You can also do a slide. Yeah. Anything over here? Don't see anything over here. But, like, the mood is great. Like, because you're running around. This is where I started. You're running around, and, you know, there's skeletons and crap. You've got a storm going on. I don't think I'm going to get anything else out of these. Oh, no, I did get some more knives. That's fine. Okay. Go over here. Oh, that's what it was. Now I remember the other thing that I didn't really care for in the game. And it's odd because I love it so much in Castlevania 2. And in fact, I didn't really even... You know, sometimes you know something in your brain, but, like, it's not really sticking with you. Like, it's not really hitting with you. That's a big skeleton. All right, camera, help me out here. Power up, sweet. Okay, I do like the fact, I forgot about that. I do like the fact that he just hit his own guys. Dang it. Anyway, I love the fact in Castlevania 2 there's the time aspect. And in this one, it drove me insane, I think, because I didn't realize it was there. Because there are parts of this game, in order to keep moving forward... Man, he's just running over me. Literally. That it won't let you go any further. And, like, literally, there's this one place... I think it's pretty close here to the beginning. That if you do not... okay, I got it. If you don't show up at a certain time of night, like between, I don't know, midnight and 3 a.m. or 3 a.m. and something else, like I don't even remember what the time was. If you don't show up at a certain time, you can't go any further. And I did not understood that. Like the internet is just brand new at this point. And I had to look it up online. And then as soon as I got that, I was like, okay, I guess I'll go stand by, the building or whatever, or the gate or whatever at 3 a.m. And then as soon as I did that, it was fine. I got where I needed to go. There's a white jewel. Will you save up to this point? Yes. Data saved. Nice. All right, was there anything back over here? Is there anything over here? There's a skeleton over here. Not anymore, there's not. Alright. No, I haven't been this way yet. Okay. Moon card. I don't remember what the cards do. Let's hit start real quick. Option, quit, item. We've got roast beef. We got a moon card. What does the moon card do? Powerful magic moves time forward to sunset. Oh, okay. Nice. Let me in. Okay. Let me out. Pull myself up. Get some more meat. In fact, let me go ahead and do that real quick. Item. There we go. Okay. Okay, we got a lever here. Nope. Okay. Use the mechanism? Yes. It very much reminds me of like the way that the sounds are, the way the graphics are, the way things like just kind of go while you're watching the cinema scenes and stuff. Oh, that's a big dude. Hey, big boy, what's your name? You're awfully tiger striped. Yeah, I'd be mad too if I got hit in the face with a whip. Powered up. Seriously, skeleton? Alright, let's... What camera do we have here? Battle view, normal view, okay. And I've heard people complain that they felt like between the camera and the jumping and stuff like that, it was kind of hard. I don't feel that way. Like I feel like I very clearly can see when I'm at the edge of where I'm at the edge of the platform. What's the axe look like? There we go. Oh man, I thought I almost hit him. That would have been cool. Just random axe throw. Ha! Nice! Now I have holy water. Even better. Probably should save again. Not that we're going to keep going necessarily, but... There's a white jewel. Will you save it to this point? Yes. Data saved. Throwing bones at me. That's what she said. Pick it up, Reinhardt. Or am I maxed out? Maybe I'm maxed out. I think I'm maxed out. Okay. Yeah, this is not a bad game. I forgot that you could side climb. There we go. Does that make me a grave robber? That makes me a grave robber, doesn't it? Whoa! I forgot about those guys. Suicide skeletons. Interesting. I hear another one. But I like the fact that it seems like the bad guys can hurt each other. I always like when that happens in a game. All right, well, maybe this is a part where... hello? No, change the camera. Battle view, normal view. Can I not get over here yet? Maybe I can't get over here yet. Get over there yet. Whoa! Man. Nope, still can't pick that up. Alright, so it's getting dark. As you can see. Oh, did I not do this yet? Ah, there we go. Favorite weapon. Like, do I want to jump down here? Or do I jump down? Nope, don't want to do that. All right. Since I've got 3 other games and I'm already at 40 minutes in, I think I'm going to call it right now. But yeah, like, this is a good game. Like, I would totally go back and play this one again. I was kind of thinking earlier that I'm just like, you know, if I go back through and do another like playthrough of Castlevania games, like I would kind of like to do that with the story, you know, to keep true to all the storylines and stuff. I was kind of originally thinking, I was like, man, dude, that took a lot of health. Am I going to, you know, regret that idea when I get to this game? And I don't think I am. Now the question would be, should I play this one or should I play the other one, the sequel? All right, let's call it. All right, here. Let's see here. Back. Let's check the chat. Check in the chat. Wow, I have missed a lot of stuff. Let's see here. What? Okay. 2 chords, fat fingers. What? Snickers satisfies, or so I've heard. Yes, it does. OMG, I am hungry. Ladies love fat fingers. Fangers. Okay, some chicken fingers and barbecue sauce would be good right now. Yep, I had buffalo tenders earlier. Snickers, named for a horse from Tennessee. The question now is, where did the horse get the name from? Interesting. From the candy bar, obviously. Buffalo tenders and blue cheese sounds magnificent. I've never been a fan of blue cheese. I'm a ranch guy. There's a part where a lady is in the roses and you have to be there between certain hours. Yes, that's the one I'm talking about, Luke, is you have to be there within like between midnight and 3 a.m. or something like that. And like I had to look it up on the old ancient internet or in a magazine or something. Once I found that, I was good. And I was like, okay, this game's not bad. So the buffalo tenders were delicious, but I used ranch. I can't stomach blue cheese. LOL. Yeah, I can't either. Like I keep wanting to, but it does not sit with me. Historically, roses have been a pretty good place to find ladies. Sure, why not? That sounds good also, Luke. Every time I see this game, I hear "whip it good" in my head. Heck yeah, dude. Well. There's Wolfus. There's my boy jumping in for a second. It's a good whip noise. The camera moves just fine with your character. Just keep it a normal view and you're fine. Yeah, the camera view is not too bad. There are certain situations I would like to be able to move it, but for the most part, it does do a pretty good job of sticking with you. So the game has a Ray Harryhausen vibe to it. Dude, yes, absolutely. The skeletons are very much Harryhausen. They have a bone to pick with you. Yes, they do. How fun would this be if you could whip it lightly in the background as you stream this? Stop strangling your creativity, YouTube. There's a switch to raise the platform there. Don't try LOL. Okay. I don't mind the camera or jumping or frame rate. My issue is how this game promotes tyrannical one world government through neo community. Okay, I'm not going to read all that. Yeah, it does do that. Good game. Now I think I want an alternate HDMI Nintendo 64 clone. So if you have to be there between 9 and midnight, my question is, how do it know? I mean, how do it know? That was the thing. I'm sure there was probably some little minute piece of information that I missed that told me when I had to be there, or I had to like put 2 and 2 together, and I kept coming up with 3. But yeah, like it drove me insane. All right. I wonder if my boy is still watching, because we're going to move on to the next game that I'm playing. And that is Conker's Bad Fur Day. Released March 5th, 2001. It is an M rating game on the N64 with profanity and vulgar humor. Rare developed it over 4 years. But it did not sell well because it was an M rating, but it has easily become a cult classic on the N64. So, if you have to be, okay, it's between 3 and 4. There's something that tells you that. Okay. So yeah, like I'd have to do the research and stuff when I played the game, which is obviously why you get that blue card, so that you can advance time if you need to help you get there. So PJ Smith, never played this. PJ, you're in for a ride, dude. Yeah, Conker's Bad Fur Day. Dolby surround sound. It's got great sound. And yes, this game is not for anyone under 17. Hopefully nothing bad happens, on my stream here. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Hopefully it's going to load like it was supposed to, because it was showing just a second ago. I wonder if it's going to do the same thing it did before. It's just sitting here. What is your deal, computer? All right, let's try. Guess what? I'm going to have to go through and do this again. Full screen application. Back to a specific window. There we go. I don't know what the deal is. It's just not. I'm having one of those days technology-wise, I guess.
Stupid logo. Yeah, that's better. You can get it. Marvelous.
Like, the amount of voice work in this game is insane. The Cock and Plucker. There's multiplayer. There's also options. Cheats.
And what can I do is for you is adios, amigo.
The multiplayer is a ton of fun if you get 4 players together. Nintendo presents. And I can't believe they did, because I can't imagine modern Nintendo putting their name on this. A rareware game. Starring Conker and Barry. So we got our boy with the crown cocked up on the side of his head on a giant throne.
Well,
And
there I am. Conquer the king.
you end up meeting all these different characters as you go
All the
along.
land. Who'd have thought that? But how did I come to this, I hear you say? And who are those strange fellows that surround my throne? I hear you also say. Well, it's a long story. Come closer,
Sorry, I'm going to turn it up a little bit.
and I'll tell you. It all started yesterday. And what a day that was. It's what I call a bad fur day.
First M-rated game under the Nintendo umbrella, but not published by them. They wouldn't publish it since it had an M rating. Nintendo went on to self-publish Eternal Darkness on GameCube, which was M-rated. Dude, Eternal Darkness is so good. I love that game as well.
You've reached, Barry's place. I'm not available to answer the phone, obviously. However, if you leave your, name and number and you sound cute, I may ring you back. Ciao.
So if you're watching this and you're under a certain age, that's called an answering machine.
Hello? Barry, if you there, pick up. Hello? Oh, anyway. Look.
I'm gonna be a bit late. Well, met up with a couple of the guys and they're off tomorrow to some, I don't know, fight some war somewhere. Anyway,
I'll see ya. Love you. Mwah, mwah.
I think she bought it. Conker, put the phone down. Oh, right. Whose round is it? Yours. What, again? Okay. Can someone lend me a $5? I don't feel so good now. You guys enjoy yourself and all that, and I'll probably see you sometime next week. I gotta go home. I'll go this way. Oh, no, that's the toilets. Well, go this way. Yeah, that's better. Didn't look too good tonight. Ooh, hang on a sec. Sorry about that, old chap. Gotta go.
Very cinematic.
Can't quite make it out. Anyway, it seems pretty familiar to me. Huh? What was that? This way, I suppose.
I probably should start the game at this point, but I'm enjoying watching the cinematics on this. I forgot who the bad guy was.
More milk, sire? Oh no. It's gonna be one of those days.
And so he's hung over still. So he can't walk very fast. That's his jump right now. That's his attack. We do have control of the camera.
I got a head like a badger's ass. Ugh, I don't feel so good. Oh, that's the last time I drink a drop.
Sure it is, buddy. That's what they all say. Got a scarecrow here.
What's that? Hey, who are you?
Oh, hello. Can you help me? I need to get home and go to bed because I don't feel very well at all.
Oh, no. No.
Oh, so you can't help me at all.
Actually, yes, I can. Maybe.
Okay. What's your name?
Beardy.
Beardy? You haven't got a beard.
No. Birdie. I scare birdies.
Okay, Birdie. So can you help me?
Right. Let's step over here. You see those buttons? Actually, you'll find that they're called context sensitive. And, well, actually, they, press B.
Press B.
Oh, yeah. The light comes on. And it makes this nice ting. Right, a ting noise. You guys ting. There, no, ting. That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll press B. Ooh.
I don't mind if I do.
So, what does that mean?
It means contact sensitive. It's sensitive to contacts. Try over there.
Okay.
You can try it again.
Like, you definitely have to have a certain type of sense of humor to enjoy this.
Oh, just what I needed. In fact, it would seem to me that these give me just what I need at that moment in time. Oh, I see what he means. Context sensitive. Clever. Oh, I feel loads better. Right, let's get out of here. Oh, and by the way, if for whatever reason you want to skip all these wonderful cutscenes, then just press the L button.
Well, there we go.
You will have to have watched them at least once.
Oh, okay. So now I can jump. And I can kind of attack. So he's got little floaties on now.
Oh, I can't seem to get any further. I'm sure there was something. Ah, yes, now I remember. Hold the Z button down, and I should crouch. Now then, what was it? Oh yeah, press A to jump extra high. Then A again to do that funny helicopter tail thing. Now that makes me hover. I should easily get across that gap. Are you sure you got that?
Okay, so I'll hold it down so it's... Nope! Didn't quite do it right. So I can only do it for so long.
Hey! Somebody get me!
So there's cash in there. I forgot that the cash
Hey,
talked
over
to you.
here. Hey! Somebody get me! Hey!
Alright.
Money over here!
Alright, back where we started. Oh, no. Oh, come on. Come on, Conker. We can do better than that. No, there's the money. Go back in through here. It's doing all right earlier. I'm sucking at this. Wow. I swear, I used to be good at video games. That used to be a thing. I used to be really good at platformers, too. There we go. Try this again. All right, so that opened that gate back there. Let's go on and explore a little bit more. Oh, we can't.
Who's this guy?
If you think you're coming this way, you can think again.
Oh, you're a real charmer. I just want to get past, please.
No, I don't think so. I've only just got comfy.
But seriously, like the
Have you
amount
ever
of
sat
voice
on
work
a
that's in
piece
this
of
game is
Gothic
insane, especially for a
architecture
cartridge.
200 years? Gets right up your arse, you know. Thought it was about time to move on to a bridge, say. And I'm not moving now.
Isn't it a little bit early in the day to start talking about Gothic architecture?
Well, if you care to come a bit closer, we can discuss things of another nature.
No, thank you. We'll go back down here. Oh, there's a key.
Hang on. There's something missing here. Didn't I have a... Ah. Try pressing B and see what that does. Are you sure you've got that?
Got it. Yes, let me hit A. Oh, okay. There we go. Oh, come on. I thought I hit it. Oh, come on. Seriously? Like, surely that hit. Oh, well, that one was way off, but... Finally, Jeebus.
Hey, hold still.
All right. I think I'm going to call it on this one. So like I said, I got 2 more games I wanted to play, so let's check the chat real quick. F1, there we go, and close content. Yes, close it. All right. Let's see here. So, they did one more. Okay. Back in the day, this game was mind blowing. Yes, it was. That opened cost 107. That opening cost 175 grand. First M-rated game. Okay, yeah, we talked about that. Nintendo went on self-published. Yep. If you're watching your time, this one will eat up a lot of time. The opening cinematic is very long. Yep, you're very true. I don't think you can skip them. They need to do one of these native PC ports for this, like they did with Mario and Star Fox and all those. Yeah, that would be awesome. Right now, they're doing a lot of recomps of N64 games. They might do this one. Chris Ever, main dev on this game, does both Conker's voice and Birdie the Scarecrow. Oh, dude, that's awesome. This game is a long way from how it started, LOL. I've always believed that this game caused the Nintendo divorce that made them not gonna purchase Rare. I think there's a lot of internal struggles between them. I always wondered that, like, the fact that Nintendo let Rare get away is one of the biggest mistakes they've ever made. And Nintendo has made a lot of mistakes. In Michael Caine voice, not many people know this, but this game is actually telling the story of a middle-aged Tails from Sonic after he had a huge fallout and lives went different directions. Dude, I want that to be that's now headcanon. Like that's yes, absolutely. Lies, he only has one tail. He used to have two before the incident. That does happen. Sometimes you just can't hit a key. It'd be like that. Yep, absolutely. All right, let's go ahead and talk about our next game up real quick. Because you're right, I am kind of trying to watch my time. All right, so here we go. Next game up that we were going to play, I hit the wrong thing, is F-Zero X. Oh my God. This game, okay, so once again, going back to college, because that's when I had the N64, that's when I was playing this game. I don't think this came out. This was October 26th, 1998. So yeah, this would have come out the same time that I was hanging out with Cy and stuff, I thought. Maybe this was later. But yes, maybe I got this when I was at Stephen F. Austin. Consistent, 30 frames per second, even with 30 vehicles. Introduced death race mode and 3D roller coaster tracks. All right. Those 3D roller coaster tracks, I absolutely adore. And my roommate at the time could not watch it. Like it would purposely, he's like, man, like I can't watch this. This is going to make me sick. So I may have accidentally turned my car immediately to the right so that you're constantly spinning around because I could handle it. It did bother me one bit. But yeah, he could not handle it. This game is so freaking good. Oh my God. I love this game. All right. So see, it's working just fine now. We're going to hit okay. And we're going to go into the game. And it's not want to come up. There it goes. See, that worked this time. I don't know what the deal is. All right, whatever. By the way, sounded fantastic on a stereo system. So you've got the GP race, time attack, death race, versus battle, options, and practice. I'm just going to go with this. All right. We'll do the GP race. We're going to stick on novice because, okay. Start with the first track. Now, here's the crazy thing. In the OG version of this game, he was my dude. The Fire Stingray was my car. I absolutely love the Fire Stingray. But when I was playing this game, like this car tended to be my go-to. And it's mainly because she has got A+ grip. So if you put your speed all the way maxed, it kind of evens out. At least it used to for me. Now, I'm going to give this a try. I may totally wash out on this, but we're going to see. This game is effing great. Yes, it is. I wish they would have made a sequel to the N64 called X-Zero-F. Oh, man. Cyrus, never change. Never change. All right, we're going to go with max speed. Here we go. And the music. 3, 2, 1, go! So yeah, if you put her on max speed, it takes a second for her to speed up.
Watch your back!
But she'll cook.
You got boost power!
God, this game is so good.
Yeah! Go right on left!
Gotta watch that turn. Cassette, she's got a hell of a grip.
Watch your back! Way out in front!
I think we talked about this on a stream, me and Cy did. What game could Nintendo release that would cause you to buy a Switch 2? This is one of them. If we got a new, full-on, completely awesome, redone version, updated version of F-Zero, that would definitely be strike one. I would be like, oh damn, I gotta go get me a Switch 2. And then a Star Fox. I think those are the two games that I would be like, oh nope, I gotta get a Switch 2. And I think Cy's in the same camp with me on that one. Silence. Hell yeah, we're doing max speed. One, go! I love how they also added the rival feature in this. And I don't remember how it picks it, but you have a rival that you're kind of specifically going after. And I'm pretty sure... Oh, man, that sucked. Second place. I was not hitting the turbo... or the... those pads like I should have been. Oop, get off the side.
Yeah! Go right on left!
I also love how you can go too fast in this game and like literally fly off the track. Oh god, these tracks are so awesome. The sound, the music's great. Sand Ocean. We're not going to quite max it out. We're going to go about there. Oh, here we go. Yeah, there we go. Hope that's not making anyone sick. Friggin' fantastic.
You got boost power!
Yeah, I do. See, like our buddy Ray, I have a feeling like if he tried to watch this, he would totally be screwed. Yeah, like my old roommate would have been like hurling at this point. I love this game. I love the one on the GameCube as well. That one is fantastic as well. She's got a hell of a grip. Yeah, she does. Zelda always made me buy new Nintendo consoles. Generally speaking, yes. That was definitely a game that always made me buy a new console. F-Zero on GameCube is even better in my opinion. Yeah, I'm going to have to play that. Go back and play that one again. Like I said, I do remember loving that one as well. I am a little burned out on Zelda. I'll get over that though. Yeah, new F-Zero, Star Fox, or something like that. Well, if the next Zelda is like Breath of Tears, I refuse to buy it. I hate the style of Zelda game. Fair enough, Luke. It's funny how different game looks in motion on a CRT TV. It's way smoother. I think it looks great here. Thanks, Luke. See, at some point, I'm going to become one of those guys that's going to start looking for like texture packs and stuff or whatever to like increase the graphics on this or whatever, because I've got a PC that should be able to handle it. Or, you know what would be nice is if they would just release a new freaking F-Zero game that like looks awesome as hell. I forgot about the spin attack you can do. Yes, I am turning my head because of the way the screen is going. I'm sure the rest of y'all probably played games that way too. The pad. Gotta focus. Got it. Freaking fantastic. Now, is there one more track to this one? I forgot. Nope, that was it. Oh, yeah. Okay. Of all the music in these games, I love a lot of the music in these games, but Big Blue, hands down, I think is still the best music. Yeah, this has just always been my track. I hate scan lines and stuff. I'll never understand why people want to add those. LOL. I want it as smooth looking as possible. I get that. Like there is some nostalgia to putting scan lines on stuff, but yeah. Here we go. Big Blue. Best fucking music. This is a crazy ass track. I've forgotten on where the track where the turbo pads are though.
You got boost power.
Oh, I missed that one. See, I'm already starting to fly off the track. Ooh, that was not good.
Yeah! Go right on left.
Come on, I can do it. Got it. Now, granted, I was playing on Office, but I know as long as the memory card is still good somewhere, I've got everything unlocked on this game. Like, I played the hell out of this. Port Town. Wow, I didn't realize it was a sixth one. All right, we're going to do this one. Three, two, one, go! Shoot, shoot, shoot. Made that turn too quick. Woo! Get off the ice. That was close.
You got boost power.
Making that turn too quickly. I think that's my problem. I'm staying up in the air too long. And it makes more sense to get down on the ground where I can get traction and like gain speed. That was better. Not great, but better. Third. Not bad. Like I said, I think I spent too much time in the air on that jump. Okay, so it was 6 tracks for each cup. That's not bad. I also love in this one we have all these different cars. So like, you know, in the original F-Zero, there were basically just 4 characters that you could play, and each one had a different car, and then everything else was like a generic vehicle, essentially, and like all 30 of these vehicles have a specific driver. They have like different mode, like they handle differently and everything. Their body types as to how they're shaped or whatever. See, that's a cool looking vehicle. Thanks for playing. Yeah, so we're going to call it on that one. Close into content. All right, let's look at the last game that we're going to play for today. And that is Goldeneye 007. You know what I have forgot to do the last several times that I've been playing these games? I need to go back and do that real quick. So anyway, before we start that. So my original copy of Conker's Bad Fur Day, it's in excellent condition. Got the manual right here. And yes, like I said, most of the manuals have this like generic kind of yellow color on them. But yeah, like it talks about, of course, how to, plug in the cartridge, don't have the joystick shifted to one side or the other when you first turn it on because it will throw it off. But we've got our story mode here. We got information on all of our characters. Talks about the multiplayer game. Like just another solid manual here. All right, and then we just did F-Zero. Once again, my OG cartridge for F-Zero. Also OG cartridge for the game itself. This one actually has information on that's kind of full color pages. The front's the yellow color, but the actual manual itself is all full color. And I think it actually goes through every single racer in the game. So it gives you their backstory and stuff. Yeah. Talks about like how their car is. And I love the fact that it does this because if you're going to hand this game to someone new, especially if you're in a situation like we used to do when we were playing games, we'd have 5 or 6 players. So 4 people would be going. Well, whoever ended up losing or coming in last out of the 4 got subbed out and someone else got moved in. Or maybe we'd do the bottom 2. But this way you could go ahead and sit through the manual and go, okay, I like that person because I like that body style. I like the grip. I like the speed, and be able to kind of start figuring out who you wanted to use especially if you were brand new to the game. Here's my copy of Goldeneye. I know it's mine because I literally have my name written on it, and I can't imagine why I did that. I guess I was loaning it out to someone and I wanted to make sure I got it back. I don't know. Just seems kind of weird to me. I may have to go back with some alcohol and see if I can get that off just because, yeah. I don't know. That just, I don't like that. I don't like that I have my name written on there. So, the manual for Goldeneye. Yeah. Got our boy Pierce there. Big picture. This is actually a fairly thin manual, to be honest with you. Like, this is much thinner than a lot of the other ones are. So, and then something I forgot to show at the very beginning. I also have the manual for the N64 itself. Obviously not full color, but yeah, it talks about like handling the system, how to hook it up and everything. Yeah. This shocks me. The fact that I have the manuals for the games does not shock me. The fact that I have the manual for the console itself is crazy to me. I can't believe I still have the manual for this. Pardon me. So, all right. GoldenEye, US release date August 25th, 1997. Revolutionized console FPS with deathmatch, multiplayer, stealth mechanics, and the sniper zoom. Apparently, from what I've read, the 4-player mode was an afterthought. Can you imagine? Can you imagine GoldenEye without the 4-player mode? Like, this would have still been a great game. Even the single-player mode on this game would have caused it to sell a ton of copies. But it would not have become immortalized like it has if it was not for the multiplayer. I'll be honest with you. This would have been a rental game, in my opinion. I love this game to death, but this would have been a rental, in my opinion, if it didn't have the multiplayer. The multiplayer is what makes this game. Last line. Leave it on. I don't know. We'll see. Sheesh, Eugene autographed his game. Dude, you were good, but you weren't that good. Oh, you know what? I just remembered why I have my name on it. I'm disappointed in you for writing on the cartridge. Luke, I just remembered why I have my name on this. I just remembered why I have my name on this. I can't believe I forgot this. Story time. All right. So picture it. It's probably 1998, maybe 1999, 1998, 1999. I'm working at Hastings. It's this little store that, like I said, you walk in and there's a video section on the left that lets you rent and buy movies. Also video games. You could also rent and buy a few video games, but you could rent games. The center section had the music department, and we're talking about CDs everywhere. The right part of the store is the book section and a little bit of software. Okay. I got the bright idea when I think Pokemon Stadium came out. I want to say and so I'll save that story for another time. But I got the bright idea that we should do a video game contest in the store. And I did a Pokemon Stadium contest. Or was that somewhere else? Maybe that was somewhere else. I think that was somewhere else. Anyway, bottom line, I got the bright idea that we should do a Goldeneye contest. And so what I did was I talked to my manager. He said, I think that's a good idea. We can give it a shot. I don't remember what first place was. First place was like, I don't know, maybe a $25 gift card or something like that. And so what I did was I went to the local like rental store, like a Rent-A-Center or something like that. And I told them what we were doing. And I asked them, hey, would there be any way that you would bring one of your big screen? Now we're talking about big screen projection televisions. No flat screen here. It's a big projection TVs. Would you be willing to bring one to the store Saturday morning when we're doing this thing and leaving it there, say half the day, because I don't know how long this is going to take? You are more than welcome to put up all of your advertising around it saying, hey, you like this model? Come rent it here, come buy it here, whatever. And so I got all this stuff set up, had a sign-up sheet, and I held a N64 Goldeneye tournament. I think I brought my N64 and controllers, if I remember correctly. So I really wasn't worried about that walking off. What I was worried about walking off was this. Now, granted, I was watching it like a hawk. I was there the entire time. But that's why I wrote my name on this. Oh my God, I completely forgot about that until this moment. Yeah, that's why I would have written my name on this. Anyway, had a blast. At the end of the game, I ended up because I was running the event and I actually played in the event, or not played in the event, because I was running the event and I worked there. I didn't feel like it was right for me to also play in it. So after everything was set, I asked first, second, and third, hey, would y'all mind playing one more game with me just to see how I would work out? I came in second. I would have come in second possibly for the entire tournament. Like, I was good. Like you said, Cyrus, I was good. Maybe not that good, but I was pretty damn good. Now, what you're about to see is not the case. I tried firing this up earlier just to make sure everything worked. And oh my God, it just does not, I don't know. It just does not handle the way that it should on the OG console. Now, when I was going through all of my stuff, I did find I have a component to HDMI adapter, and it did cross my mind. What if I hooked that up, like literally hooked up the OG N64 to that adapter to my capture card? It would probably look like absolute garbage. But I would be playing on real hardware because I don't have a fancy smancy, whatever retro tink, whatever. So yeah, it probably would not look great because I'm sure it was a very low end adapter that I bought just so that I could get my boys to play the N64 on modern TV. But yeah, who knows? I may go back and play with that idea. And actually see what it's like with the OG console playing instead of, emulating it. But for right now, we're still going to emulate it because reasons. All right, here we go. Oh, helps if I hit the right button, Eugene. All right, you got to fire up here. Still says Ready Player One. There we go. everything about this game, is legendary. Also, this was the first James Bond movie I saw. Like, I'd seen bits and pieces of other James Bond movies, but this was the first James Bond movie that I went to. Like, this was the first James Bond movie that was out, that I could go see, as an adult, young adult or whatever. But yeah, I was like, this is James Bond. This is awesome. Like, so as much as I do love some of the older Bonds, Pierce Brosnan is my James Bond. You know how like everyone says with James Bond or Doctor Who your Doctor is, who your James Bond is. As cheesy as these movies are, like this will always be my James Bond. No, we're not doing double agent. We're doing agent. And I'm sure wherever my memory card is that has all the information, I have this game like 100%. Everything was unlocked. All of the, special stuff or whatever, everything was there. But the control on this just is not. It just doesn't work like you think it should. And we found that the other day when we were playing this on the Switch, when Sai and I and some other guys were playing this on the Switch. And part of it is it just doesn't, like, you really have to. This is one of those games you have to have the OG Nintendo 64 controller for. And on top of that, just this old style of control is just so antiquated. Doing better than I did earlier when I was testing things out. I know better than to go around the corner without reloading my gun. Now, if there's a button to change weapons, I'm not figuring it out, or it's not mapped correctly on my controller here. See, like, I'm jumping too much. There. Yep. See what chat says real quick. Composite, my apologies. Composite, not component. I always did S-Video on mine. Dude, I wasn't able to do S-Video on mine. I wish I could have. I did not have a TV that would do S-Video at that time. Yeah, the Goldeneye movie is definitely of the best Bond movies. It is probably top 5. The theme song kind of sucked, though. Yeah, the song was okay. That's the thing. Like, you have some great Bond movies and have horrible music, and then sometimes you get fantastic music, and the movie's just meh. The social media clip where the older guy is showing this game to his son, and it's hilarious. Oh, here it comes. Blam. Ha, you did. Ha! Dude, that is so true. Like, when he's hooking up his N64, I know which one you're talking about, and he's just like, oh, y'all about to get it now. Like, and I mean, you know, my boys have gotten like if I hooked up the original N64 and played with my boys again, that might be an interesting situation because I know they would totally smoke me on a modern first-person shooter, but I might still have a chance on this. Yeah, that Tina Turner song sucks. Tina Turner song sucked. You, sir, are crazy. Both of you. How dare you? If you have two N64 controllers, you can use 2.1, 2.4 to play it more like dual analog. Oh, that's interesting. Rare replay version is the only version I'll ever play of this now. Rare replay version. I'll have to look into that. Also, the auto aim is very good in this game. Definitely rely on that. I think they tweak it down on multiplayer, and I think it switches weapons, but you have to go into the menu. Okay. That's zoom. That's shoot. That acts to shoot as well. Yeah, I was not able to take this guy out from this distance. Yes, I see the guy on the left. I'll get to you. And then there's a guy right there. Can I get him? Can I get him? Got him. No, I don't want to do that. Do that. Got some body armor. That works. Who's shooting at me? One of the things I really loved about this game is the fact that they didn't really change the missions. Like, they didn't make it so that it was, you know, when you make it normal, medium, and hard, they mainly changed, like, what all you had to do. So, like, on this one, I literally just have to kind of get to the bridge. Whereas on the other ones, you have to do all that other stuff. That. Okay, don't see anything up here. Go back down. And so, like, I think this is opened. Because I'm pretty sure I don't have to go in there at all. Or no, maybe I do. Okay, I can hit that button and go out there. Pretty sure, right? Yeah, that was probably one smart. So I was at a convention. And someone had 3D printed this gun. And when I mean they 3D printed this gun, is it was not an exact replica of this gun. It literally was like, looked like giant polygons like it does here. And they had 3D printed it in gold. And the whole reason, like, it was elongated, it was like nowhere near the correct proportions. But it was done in a way that whenever you held it, and I almost bought it. I should have bought it, to be honest with you. When you held it, it looks like you're holding the gun in the game. And so, dude, I can't, like, I know I took pictures with my phone, but I'm literally walking around doing this. It was so much fun. I need to see if I can find that print and 3D print it. Now, I wouldn't be able to keep it at work, but keeping it here, like in my home office, would be great. So yeah, like on the what is it, Secret Agent, 00 Agent, like there's more things you have to do to get this unlocked. Accuracy 48.9%. Yeah, not good. Not good. Gain entry to the lab. Rendezvous with 006. Destroy all tanks and bottling room. Minimize scientist casualties. I think there's an unrealized remake of this for Xbox 360 floating around that you can get if you have a hacked console. I never played it. Dude, that would be awesome. More enemies and they do more damage. That's true. They do. There are more enemies and they do more damage, but the fact that like it's still the same level essentially, I like that. Played that one using Xenia on PC. Okay, how good is Xenia? I haven't followed Xbox 360 emulation at all, really. It's not as good as RPC 3, but it's good. I'm sure it's better than when I played it back in 2021. Look up Retsuperi Goldeneye sometime if you want to see something hilarious. That's the best name level ever. Well played, sir. Well played. You see me. A gamer did just get his hat. No, I guess I didn't get him. Okay. Dude, I'm in the camp. It's a busy bathroom. All right. Now, I haven't got to any of the places yet. But when you start getting to the places where you have to like shoot the cameras and stuff out, oh, I love that. Mainly because it reminded me of that scene in the original Star Wars when they're trying to escape and you have to they're shooting like all the cameras and stuff out. I've just like that scene has always stuck with me, even from childhood. And so the ability to actually do it, you know, in its game was so good. What's funny is, you know, I'm sure, like, you know, I'm talking to gentlemen of the same generation as I am. I'm sure you did that in real life as well. Can't really do that in real life now because people would probably think something's wrong with you and then report you, and then like bad things would happen. You're just like, no, I'm doing the thing from Goldeneye. All right, I think I've cleared all this. Let me go down here first. Done that. So I gotta go back the other way. Sorry, gentlemen. Dang. Ah, wasn't quick enough. Must be faster. Really, dude? You thought that was the best time to run through, huh? Ah, dude. You got in the way. Probably not going to get a good rating on this. Get out of here, dude. You too. These are the ones I have to put them on, right? Pretty sure. Do I put them on these as well? I don't remember. I didn't even see you, dude. Less elegant weapon, but okay. I'm sure I'm missing a bunch of stuff. I think that's the way I'm supposed to get out. Time to go, gentlemen. You too. Go on, get. Go on. These are the ones I'm definitely supposed to pull up. That one 006, was it? Yeah, it was. I did the wrong thing. I didn't realize it. Oh man, that was bad. Well, this movie's gonna go differently. Yeah, why not? Can't believe I shot 006 and didn't think about it. Am I supposed to go this way? No. Mission failed. Yeah, I'm sure I did. Yep, failed. Yeah, because I also put the things in the wrong place. Oh well, it is what it is. Yeah, it's been a while since I played this. All right, let's jump back over here. Never trust Sean Bean. That is a life lesson right there. Let's see here. Let's see what I missed here. Scroll back up a little bit. Okay. OMHSS on Her Majesty's Secret Service. Not sure which one. Okay. Beavis voice. Excuse me, sir. Is this a goddamn? Yes, well played, well played. I posted the video I talked about in Sour Sizzlings. Okay, those toilets really sold me on this game. I judge first-person shooters games on how good the toilets are. Way better than Duke Nukem. Absolutely, you can destroy the toilets and pee in them in Duke Nukem, though. True. Hey, don't push your politics on me, man. I find when you use the word me to be exclusionary and insensitive to me, to the whole, Cyrus. Oh, man, y'all are great. All right. I love Courtney Love. Great band, Hole. Okay, yeah. I like their little fast food worker hats. Mission failed. Yeah, never trust Sean Bean. That's what we were saying. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining me today. Like I said, this is the first 4 games that we're running through on the N64. I literally will be doing probably 5 episodes unless I pack some more games in there a little closer together. Because like I said, I have 18 games on the N64. I've got a ton of games for this system. And who knows, maybe I can get through some more of them because there's some of them that I'm just, like I said, I completely forgot I even owned. I literally was going through, I was like, wow, I bought that? Okay, that was a thing. So yeah, we'll have to see how this goes. Thanks, PJ. Great stream. Thank you, sir. Let's thank everyone in the chat. We've got PJ Smith, Luke's Awakening, Super Mega Graphics 64. The last line was in here as well. I know my boy Wolf has jumped in for a second there. I think that's about it. Or was there someone up closer at the beginning that dropped off? No, I think that's everyone. I think, man, y'all like hung around for a long time, guys. Thank you for that. That is awesome. Yeah, there we go. All right. And if I did somehow miss you on there, I do apologize for that. I always look great. You know, look forward to playing these games and having everyone in the chat. Cause like I said, I've told Cyrus before, this reminds me of this is the closest we're going to get. Almost playing those games online on the N64 with Cy on Friday nights has been a hell of a lot of fun. But this is about as close as you're going to get to those old days where you sat down on your couch and played some old video games and had your buddies hang out with you and just, you know, goofed off and chatted and had a lot of fun. So, that is going to be it. I will probably do another stream. I might do another stream later this week. We'll see. Cause I don't have any other shows going on, but we'll just see how things go. Hope everyone stay warm. If it's thawing where you're at, like it is here, please be safe because I know it's still super slick out there and, like our streets are pretty much just slush at this point. So hopefully it doesn't refreeze tonight and we can have a safe trip going back to work and school and stuff. Talk to you guys later. Y'all have a good evening and, yeah, bye. EpicallyGeeky.com, where you can find all of the shows that we do, including the Epically Geeky Show, Marginally Geeky Book Club, Creatively Geeky, Sustainably Geeky, EG Live, and EG Gaming. But before you do, make sure to like and subscribe here on YouTube. And if you're a person with a human-style body, why not head over to our TeePublic store and grab a t-shirt, hat, shorts, or whatever else they sell to cover that body. You can find the link in the show notes. And thanks for supporting us here at Epically Geeky. See you next time.